All right, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning at my first call. It's an old York unit. I got this on Amazon. Holds the bits. You can take it off, put it on your belt loop, so you don't have to drag the tools around with you to bring your bits. So we're gonna open this thing up and get a look at it, see what's going on, see if it's calling for heat. I got so much work right now, it's not even funny. Kind of made the mistake of saying yes, which you guys are self-employed or even do work after hours, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna finish what I got and be careful not to take too much more on, because too much work is not good either. You could say that, oh, you know, I can make some more money. No, you gotta get sloppy, because you're gonna be in a rush. Your service calls are gonna suffer, and stick to the script, boys and girls. Just stick to the script. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna see if this thing is calling. With these old controls, if it is calling, you will have TH will have power to ground. That's your call for heat, I believe. I think. Almost positive. Alright. So let me see if I can. I think that's a ground right there. It is. Doesn't seem like it's calling. I'll put a jumper on it. I'm gonna check the heat exchanger before anything, though. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. Everything looks good. Looks okay. Can leave that open for now. I don't know about you guys, but I never really, well, I'm not gonna say never, but these York units, the heat exchangers tend to hold up longer than the other brands for some reason. That's one good thing I can say about York. We'll check the filters. Alright, we got no filters. Probably the downstairs has filter grills. I know that it does, because I installed them. So could this unit be from 1991? Maybe. Okay. Fan's running. We don't want to suck in cold air into the building. Let's see if we're calling it for anything. Nothing yet. Gotta be careful. Sometimes these old terminals are just dirty and you can't get a good contact on them. When I'm rubbing it, I'm not getting 24 volts anywhere. So my call for W goes to a time delay relay. Oof, God. Alright, I'm gonna have to get into this one a little bit because these old units, they're a little different from the new ones. So I gotta search for my W signal, see where it's going out of this board. I think it's that 215, almost positive. Yeah, it's a 215, so I'm gonna trace that 215, see where the W signal is getting stuck, and we'll go from there. See if this guy's turning. Oh yeah, that one's seized up. That might be it right there. Let's go get a little bit of oil, and I'm gonna turn that motor, and maybe that's why I'm not getting my W signal to this spark. Alright, let's see if we can get them going. I'm using Zoom Spout. Get some oil in there. Alright. Yeah, the motor's getting warm. And just keep spinning it. There it goes. Alright, and just like that, you have heat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a little more oil on that motor, and I'm gonna get the part number for that motor and get it off of supplyhouse.com, because I've been doing that lately with certain equipment, because the company that sells York parts around here is just, it's in like the middle of the city, and it's impossible to get out of there. You just got to dedicate like 3 hours just to get a freaking part off this place, because there's always a huge line, and it's in the smack dab in the middle of the city. So we're not going to mess around with that. We got to keep moving. But I'm going to go down and check the filters. I'm hearing some air here, so I want to make sure that this old economizer is closed nice and tight. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep an eye on this thing, really. I'm gonna make a call from the thermostat and just take my jumper off. And yeah, when it comes to these old units, you got the time delay relay in series with the W signal, and just go for the basics first, because there's really no solid state electronics in these old ones. So just check that. You know, just check the things that are easy on the old ones first, because you could. I remember when I was new, that would have took me like, I would have farted around for an hour or so, seeing why the motor wasn't turning, or figuring out, only to figure out that the motor wasn't turning, and I would be checking everything else when it was just something simple like that. So let's check out that flame. Looks pretty good. So, cool. Alright, so this is why it's always good to check things, because look at this. This damper linkage broke. We're not moving any air from the return duct. And we do have a gap on our economizer, so we gotta fix this. So we're gonna open this up, and we gotta do whatever we can to keep this thing open and keep that one shut, because we're not fixing that economizer on this old unit. It's probably from the 80s. So yeah, let's do it. All right, we'll see if this thing takes off again. I screwed those dampers shut. Sounds like that motor's okay. Let it stop fully. Let's throw a little more of this oil in there. A little more oil. A little more oil. I think that'll do it. Let's kick this thing on. Oh yeah, that motor's strong. We're gonna leave it alone. I don't think it's moving now. I think we're good there. I think this little gap, we're just gonna leave it. If they complain, hey, they just put a piece of metal here at some point, but that return is pretty much a direct drop. I don't think it has too much resistance. So it's not, in other words, it's not gonna struggle to pull air and start pulling from here. And if it does, yeah, I guess we'll just put a piece of sheet metal. Just having a hard time tech screwing it. You know? I might see if I have a piece of sheet metal in the truck. Let me take a look. Alright. Come on, light. There we go. Alright. We're gonna look for some long self-tappers. Long self-tappers, let's see. Let's turn the flash. Oh, there's some. Got a couple right here. Let's see if we can dig out one more. I think that'll work. I think it'll work. Let's get some metal tape. Sealing tape? Maybe. We'll see if it sticks. I feel a piece of hoses. Alright, I just stuck the little piece of Armaflex in there. It's not going anywhere. So now we're completely sucking from the return. I might see if I can unplug this economizer before I go. See if I can just unplug it. Let's see if the unit still works. Not that I think it's gonna try to move on us, but I disabled the linkages anyways. So there you go, it's unplugged. All right.